Business items. Items number 7, interim host fee agreement with Recycling Industries Incorporated, located at 140 Epley Drive, south of Lincoln Road, east of Garden Highway. This will be presented by our Development Services Director, Mr. Ben Moody.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. A little rusty here. It's been a while since I've been here, so nice to see everybody. So what do I have before you? So before you tonight is the interim host fee agreement for Recycling Industries. And so as many of us know, Recycling Industries is a operation down in the southeast part of the city in the industrial area off of Epley. We've had an use permit in 2008, and then since then, 2017, 2018, they've gone through a use permit amendment to upgrade to a large volume transfer processing solid waste permit. And then in February 2019, City Council ultimately approved a use permit for the facility with modified conditions of approval. And with those modified conditions of approval, there was 59 conditions plus or minus there. And with them, one of the key components was enter into a host fee agreement. And so with that host fee agreement, since February 2019, they've been working on site to constructing the buildings. They relocated an existing 1,800 square foot metal building. They've constructed a new 21,000 plus facility building, and then they've done a lot of site and grading work for just the flow of traffic, and then they've also installed the scale house. And so where they are at right now is that the majority of the work is done. The inspections pending, final punch list items for the majority of the work is complete. And with that, we've been working with them really specifically over the last few months to pinpoint the terms of this host fee agreement. And so with that, what we've done is to establish a host fee agreement. It's more complicated than just throwing out a number in order to really establish a nexus and what the cost of operating and cost of business is there to the city and having them host them in our city, what the wear and tear is on the roads, the noise, what that is. And so we've contracted with industry experts to develop that nexus for us, but also to recognize that they're ready to get going in operations and to work out some of these terms of the agreement. We're proposing an interim agreement. And so this agreement before you tonight is an interim agreement that has a 12-month cap that basically, and it's proposing to set the dollar amount at $4.40 for every ton of garbage that is transferred to a landfill, that's deposited in landfill. So it's not green waste. So if anything comes into the facility and then ultimately ends up in a landfill, of that 100 tons per day would then be charged a $4.40 per ton fee that would then come back to the city for the host fee amount. And so with that, and so with this agreement, it's really nailing down the specifics of the accounting, the term, and then setting this timeline for the city to work additionally with Recycling Industries to work through that nexus with R3, our consultant, and then also with the city as far as exactly what the fair rate is. And so currently it's proposed at $4.40 per ton. There's definitely recognition from both sides that value will change most likely. It might change, it will change, but there has been discussion that until that nexus is done, this doesn't set it in stone. And so based on just rough numbers of operating 6 days per week, hitting the cap at 100 tons per day, and then putting in a little contingency factor on what's recycled versus what's not, you're looking at about $120,000 a year at the current proposal. So with that, the owners, the representatives are here in the audience to help add anything regarding the agreement or the project status, and additionally, I'm here to answer any questions. But really what's before you tonight is to consider the agreement, that was required as a condition of approval for the host fee, and with this option to do an interim host fee that would basically be the final hurdle, one of the final hurdles to get up and operating for the site.
Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
Any questions from the council?
Through the mayor. Mr. Moody, the one question that I have, as you alluded to earlier, the 59 conditions that are associated with this. This one's not the final one tonight. There's still other conditions that has to be met before they are given the certificate. Anyway, so they can start up and run, correct? We're not quite there yet. We're getting close, I realize.
They are really close. And so we've gone through those conditions of approval. There's some items regarding a noise study that has to be done within 10 days of operations. But we've reached out to the fragment. We've reached out to the LEA as far as the terms of what they are going to enforce and implement. But so there's a few different things. They have multiple building permits, site and grading permit, the relocate permit, the new building permit, and then the scale house. Two of those permits are on the punch list. I think the relocate building and the site and grading, they're right there with minor stuff as far as adjusting the countertop height and maybe a little electrical and accessibility that we're working through, but they're real close. With that, we're not going to ultimately give them the final to the building until the host fee is approved. And then also we've cross-checked, dotted our I's, and gone through every one of the items. But my staff has been working. They've contacted Fragment. They've contacted the LEA, and we're real close.
Okay. I just was just curious because I know that it was a long process we went through, and I appreciate you guys working together with the community and doing that. But it's a balance between the two. We got to make sure that you guys have a good working environment. The community has a good relationship with you there. I was just curious to where we're at on the 59 conditions to make sure that we're in good shape. So.
So, yeah, I did the review, and I've had staff done another review, and besides finaling out the punch list items with the building and just confirming that all the other agencies are good, that they've given their final approval, we're real close.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? Invite the Kunas, the operators, to the podium if you'd like to add anything before I open up for public comment. Yeah. That one, yeah.
My name's David Cunin. All right, thank you. Yeah, my name's David Cunin. I'm the general manager. And I have my father here, and my mom got all excited, so she came by too. And my sister flew in from Kentucky because she got all excited, but she just happened to be here. So it's my older sister, so it's kind of like two moms, So hey, we're just ready to get going. Like Mr. Moody said, we're just a couple little I's to dot and T's to cross, and we're ready to go. This will allow us to go, and looking forward to reach out to the chamber and have a business after hours and a ribbon cutting and get you all out to come see and drive through. And if I close my eyes, you can even peel out inside of the thing before we put garbage in there. So, but it's pretty fun. It's ready to go. I think we've cleaned up the neighborhood. We've lit it up. If you go by at night, I will tell you, it's like a casino. It's all LED, and I think it's going to enhance the area down there. And it is kind of, there's issues going on there at night, but not as much now that we've got the lighting and electricity, and it's been pretty good. So anyway, look forward to moving to the next step, and appreciate you at least getting us to here so we can get to the next step and get going. Thank you.
Thank you. Before you take off, anybody from the council?
Through the mayor, I'd just like to thank you for the sticking to the plan and really working in those last couple of years, even under the terrible conditions that we've lived in. But you've managed to pull this together, and with our team, it's exciting. As a council member for myself personally, it's really fulfilling to see projects that we talked about 2.5 years ago or less, that they're actually happening. And so, and it's a good thing for the community. I know it's not going to be an easy process for you to get, set your business going and people recognizing. You probably might get a huge demand. So, be prepared for that. But I appreciate the fact that you have worked with our team and really made this get to the place where it's going to actually happen. So thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Nope. I would echo those. Welcome through the thank you for hanging in through the process. We're looking forward to coming down to your meet and greet and, the added security around the area and the other things that you guys are providing, plus the additional service to our citizens is much appreciated. So
Thank you.
Yep.
Look forward to it.
Yep.
And I'll make a big cookie. Okay. Just make sure we'll make a bunch of big cookies for you.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you'll get the big cookie
All right.
on the night. All right.
Do I have any public comment?
So this place happens to be in my neighborhood. I'm right down the street. I'm curious for the council, like, it seems to me there's a lot of hoops that these guys have to go through. Is that normal? And is the money that he's going to have to pay actually going to go to the roads? I mean, that's what it's for, right? Impact for the roads. And then I'm concerned also about trash, because I kind of like to have a clean city. I'm sick of a dirty city. And the road I travel every day to work is dirty. And the causes of a good deal of that is the homeless. And he spoke on that too, the homeless. But I drive down there quite often, and there was also another business that went in down there, and they lit it up real good too, just down the street from me. And it seems to be that's the case anymore. We have to light up the whole city to try and keep the homeless out of our hair. But I want to say this, that prior to the renovation, and I've watched that take place, it looked pretty like there was a lot of trash around your guys' perimeter. And lately, it got cleaned up. So I hope it can stay clean. I mean, you're in the trash business, and, it would be nice to keep a clean perimeter.
Thank you. I will say that I think that that industry that they are in is pretty heavily regulated. So I'm sure that's part of the conditions that they had to deal with. And as far as funds designated for roads, I think this council is very, very familiar with the fact that we have a lot of road issues to take care of and not a lot of road money to spend. So any money that we can get towards roads, I'm really comfortable and confident that this group will make sure it's used for that purpose. Okay. Anybody online?
No public comment.
Okay. I'll bring it back to the council for a motion.
Mayor, I move that we adopt a resolution approving an interim host fee agreement with Recycling Industries Incorporated and regarding the material recovery in the transfer station, and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement.
Second. I have a motion by Councilperson Espandola, a second by Councilperson Harris. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, item 7 passes. So the interim agreement. Thank you.